Good afternoon, colleagues. Iminachantisiatina Legislature in Guam is called to order back from recess. Again, this is the first special session as called by the governor. Majority Leader Senator Shelton, you are recognized.
Seduce Masi, Madam Speaker. Notwithstanding the House rules, I move to waive legislative session agenda items 15 and 16. And for the information of the body, those are legislative concurrence and the consent calendar.
On that motion to waive those items on the agenda, is there any objection? Seeing no objection, motion carries. We're now on second reading. Senator Shelton, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I move to accept the amended version of Bill number 24-37 COR as amended by the Committee on General Government Operations and Appropriations.
Senator, can you clarify, is that the same version that was attached to the governor's letter?
This is the version amended by our Committee on General Government Operations and Appropriations that has been posted on the website. Let me clarify if there are any changes. Can I have a moment's recess?
Yes, 1 minute recess. We're back from recess. Majority Leader Senator Shelton, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. This is a different version than the attachment from the governor. This is amended by the Committee on Appropriations to Government Operations and Appropriations to include the Government of Guam agencies that were not included in the original bill of the governor.
All right.
And for the information of the body, this has been posted on the website. This has been in our session drive as well.
All right, can I confirm with the clerks that this version is in the session drive? Okay, so the clerk has loaded to the session drive the governor's version of the bill, since that was our call to session. If you give them a minute, they can upload the other version. That is the committee report version that is currently uploaded on our legislature's website as reported out of committee. So we're going to take just a 1 minute recess for the clerks to load that version before we vote on that motion. Senator, would you be able to just describe the difference between the two bills?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I can explain some of the changes made to this bill, the amended version by the committee. There is an increase of estimated revenues, withholding taxes, interest, and penalties increased by $6 million with a new total of $459,575, previously $243,459,575. Business privilege increase.
I'm sorry, Senator. Can we just clarify? You're comparing it to the governor's version or the original version of the bill? Can you just tell us the difference between the governor's version? Because we were called on the governor's version. We've uploaded the committee report version. We'd like to know what's the difference between the committee report and the governor's version. Okay. All right, we'll take 1 minute recess. And those are uploaded, both are uploaded on your drives for senators to review. Senator, we're back from recess. According to the clerks, they've done a comparison of those two bills, and the difference is that The governor's version shows strike-throughs and underlines as to what changes were made by the committee, but the committee's version is clean, so it just shows the new numbers in section 2 of the bill, where all the revenues are laid out. Section 2. Just a minute. Yeah, section 2 of the bill. All right, so on the motion to accept the committee report version of the bill on second reading, is there any objection? Pardon? Objection? There is an objection. So all in favor of accepting the committee report version versus the governor's version, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Motion fails. All right, so we are on the governor's version of the bill. We're still on second reading, and because it's an appropriations bill, our rules require Senator, did you have a point of order? Senator Barnett?
No, ma'am, I had a point of inquiry, point of information. Which one is the 16 million and which one is the 23 million?
The numbers are the same. Just one bill has strikeouts and underlines to show changes from the original version.
So they're
and
both
one,
for, ma'am, 23 million? They're both?
what does your number say, Senator Shelton?
A total increase in revenue of 25
No, in the title.
million. Oh, the title, I'm sorry. You're correct, the title of the bill does have an error in it. So it says, let me just clarify, give me a moment.
All right, 1 minute recess. Okay, we're back from recess. Thank you, colleagues, for your patience. Again, so right now we're considering the governor's, the bill that the governor attached, which is Bill 24-37. It is the version that was reported out of committee, except the difference is that it has underline and strike-throughs as to the amounts, but the totals are all the same. And I'll allow the Legislative Secretary Shelton on the bill.
Yes, thank you very much. There was a question about the difference in the title of the bill and the actual substantive part of the bill. So in both the governor's version and our amended version, the titles are incorrect, but the substantive part of the bill is correct to read. The total is 25,019,451.
All right, so we are on the governor's version of the bill, and if there's no other motion, we're going to resolve into the committee of the whole pursuant to our standing.
I'm
Pardon?
sorry, Madam Speaker, but for point of clarification, I think there's still some massive confusion as to the bill that I've got in front of me does not reflect any of that. Can I have a copy of that bill that we're supposed to be discussing?
We're going to discuss what was attached to the governor's letter.
But you say we're going to resolve in the committee of the whole.
Yes.
I'm not going to approve in as far as having that discussion until I see what we're going to go to the committee of the whole for.
You mean you want a copy of the bill?
Ma'am, you just finished saying this thing's going to be 25 million. What I got here is 23 million.
That's correct.
And that's,
I mean, that's what was attached. So we're going to consider what was attached, even with the error. We're considering it.
well, can I see a copy of that before we have?
This is it.
There's nothing here that says $25 million. 25.
That's
million.
correct, because the bill's in error. The title's in error. It
I would
doesn't-
suggest that we fix that before we move.
We can't. We are going to consider the bill as is, and we're going to have to make amendments as we go along. Unless you're going to substitute the bill.
Can I ask for a recess to go discuss?
1 minute recess. Okay, we're back from recess. Thank you again, colleagues, for your patience. Senator Blas? Okay, so again, we're on the governor's version of the bill. It has been passed out to all senators. It's on your desk. It's also in the drive, the session drive. This is the version, and you can confirm if you have the right version. If you look on page 2, and you see strikeouts and underlines, then you have the correct version of the bill. Or go back to the governor's letter and find the attachment. Okay, so now, pursuant to our standing rules, we are going to resolve into the committee of the whole. It's supposed to be chaired by the appropriations chair, who is not here, so so Senator Shelton is going to be chairing it. We resolved into committee of the whole.
The Committee of the Whole is called to order. Colleagues, the materials for the Committee of the Whole are in the shared session Google Drive folder labeled 32023, First Special Session Committee of the Whole. Proposed amendments must be submitted in writing to the clerks via email, sessiondrive@guamlegislature.org. Amendments not in writing will be called out of order. And as a reminder, we are addressing the governor's attachment of the bill, which includes the strike-through. This can be found in our session Google Drive. Rules of engagement for today's Committee of the Whole. There will be 3 rounds for discussion. We will have 2 rounds of questions for the panel, with each senator allotted 5 minutes for questions, not including responses. Time to speak may not be yielded from more than one member to another. A member who yields that member's time on a question yields all that member's time on that question and may not later speak, even if all the time yielded was not used. After the completion of the 2 rounds of questions, panelists will be excused. 3rd round will be used for amendments or comments to speak on the bill. After we complete discussion of the bill, we will allow the sponsor to close and will entertain a motion for the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole, followed by a motion to rise from the Committee of the Whole, at which time we will report out the bill as recommended by the Committee of the Whole. Siduos Masi colleagues for your cooperation. We are on Bill number 24-37 COR as submitted by the Governor. Bill number 32-37, an act to amend Section 2 of Chapter 1 and Section 2 of Part 1, Chapter 3, and to add new sections 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 to Chapter 11, all of Public Law 36-107, General Appropriations Act of 2023, relative to appropriating $23,365,304 for the implementation of the Adjusted General Pay Plan. I now call upon the panel guests and for the Sergeant-at-Arms to swear them in and for their introduction.
Please raise your right hand. Under penalty of perjury, do you all affirm that any and all information you provide today, whether it be verbally, electronically, and in writing, be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Madam Chair, down the oath, you may proceed.
Siduos Masi, Sergeant-at-Arms. We'll begin with introductions.
Good afternoon, Senators. I'm Edward Byrne, Director of Administration.
Good afternoon, Senators. Shane Nata, Personnel Services Administrator for DOA HR.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here this afternoon with us. We'll begin with the first round of questions for the panel, beginning with Senator Tom Fisher in the last row.
Madam Chair.
We have 5 minutes per.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Blas.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. Madam Chair, notwithstanding the rules set by the chairman on the rules of engagement, I'd like to be able to move to be able to have round one at least instead of 5 minutes, 10 minutes per member.
There's a motion. There is a motion notwithstanding the rules of engagement to allow for 10 minutes for the first round. There has been an objection. All those in favor of allowing 10 minutes for the first round instead of the 5 minutes as pursuant to the rules of engagement, please raise your hand. Motion passes. The first round will have 10 minutes per senator, and we'll begin with Senator Fisher.
Thank you, ma'am. I yield my time to Speaker Therese Terlahi. What?
Senator Fisher has yielded his 10 minutes of time to Speaker Terlahi. Senator Kanata. Senator San Nicolas.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for coming to explain this bill. Could you identify the mayor's council staff who might be getting this raise for me, please?
Thank you, Senator. No, we can't. That was an addition put in by the committee, not by us. So we don't know exactly who is included in that.
I'm sorry, sir. What is the title of the positions that might be getting this? Or do you know?
Thank you for the question, Senator. In general, the mayors have the ability to assign titles based on what they need. Typically, they follow what we use in the line agencies. So you're looking at recreation leaders, some program coordinators, maintenance staff for their different areas. So those are the general positions they use.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I just wanted to clarify that, and then,
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Please state your point of
Could
order,
we
Madam
please
Speaker.
add OFB to the panel so that the questions can be answered while he's on his round?
Yes, Madam Speaker. OFB is on their way, so we'll take a moment's recess for them to come in. The Committee of the Whole is back from recess. I recognize Senator San Augustine.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Due to the concerns of our colleagues, I'm going to ask for a recess for 1 hour, and we will prepare a substitute or amendment, whichever it may come out, but it'll be a clean bill. And it will address all the concerns that were addressed by DOA and OFB.
There's been a motion to
Right.
recess for 1 hour.
Seconded.
We'll come back at 4:30, colleagues.